welcome to this week's video where I show you how I film my art videos. So no more chit chat, let's get started. First things first, let's talk cameras. One of the first things you want to think about when you're making an art video is what you're going to film it with. And one of the options is to use a DSLR camera, which is what you're seeing in this shot right now. This is a Canon EOS or EOS 70D, and it's one of the cameras that I use to film my videos. The quality of your shot on a DSLR will depend on what kind of lens you're using. So one of the lenses that I do like to use is what came with the camera, which is the kit lens. It's the 18 to 55 millimeter, and it works just great. So you don't need to find another lens, you don't need to buy another lens. You can just use what came with the camera because for the most part those work pretty well. Now if you have the money to spend on another lens, you can get something else. Like in this case, if I do film with this camera, I use this Tamron lens, which is a 17 to 50 millimeters. One of the things I love about this camera is that it does have a flip out screen, so when I'm filming an art video I can turn the screen towards me so I can actually see if my art is in shot or if I need to adjust any settings and whatnot. Another option besides the DSLR camera is to use a standard point and shoot. You just have to find one that has pretty good video quality. In my case, I have the Canon G7X, and I really love this camera. It not only is it portable, but it has great video quality, which is what I was looking for. And honestly, I use this camera a lot more than my DSLR. Sometimes the DSLR can be kind of clunky and big, and it's too much hassle to set up sometimes. So this one is pretty much perfect. The only downside about this camera is that it's a bit pricey for a point and shoot range. I think when I bought this, it was already out for a while, and I found it for like $450 on Amazon. I think maybe it was even more expensive. It might have been like $500. There's a newer version out right now. It's called the Canon G7X Mark II, and I think that one is even more expensive than this original line. So that can be a downside for a lot of people, but really any point and shoot with good video will work. And of course, just like the DSLR, this camera also has a flip out screen, which is great. It's not necessarily necessary, you don't need that if you're okay and you frame your shot beforehand, but I think it's just very handy to have when you're filming, so you can make sure that you don't lose your shot during filming, or if any kind of settings are off, you can actually see that live. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I do love this camera, because it pretty much has everything that you need. But really, you already have a camera in your pocket. That's right, I'm talking about your phone. A lot of phones today have great cameras, so really all you need is your phone to record. So don't feel discouraged if you don't want to spend the kind of money on, expensive equipment, or you don't have the money, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Most of us these days have cell phones. It's 2016 and they have great recording capabilities. So use it. Just record it and make sure you have great lighting when you're recording with your cell phone camera. But please just make videos, so don't get discouraged. The second most important thing when filming an art video is having something for your camera to go onto, something that you can face down towards your art or whichever way you're comfortable. Something like this, and this is a Manfrotto 2-section single articulated arm with a camera bracket, and I'm reading this off of Amazon, which is where I bought it off of, and this was about $46, and I think it was really money well spent, because this thing, before this I was filming on a regular tripod, and I tried all kinds of angles. I tried to angle it down, but whatever I did didn't really work, or I didn't like the way it was set up. But this thing is a lifesaver. You attach your camera here on this camera bracket, and you basically articulate the arm to whichever angle you need it for. In my case, for art videos, I need it facing down, so that's what I use it for. And here in a second I'm going to actually show you how to attach the camera to this arm bracket so it is facing down. In this case, I'm using the DSLR camera, and yes, it can handle the weight of a DSLR camera. You definitely don't have to be afraid to put your DSLR camera on this arm because it'll handle it. Like, I was very surprised because it did not look like it was that sturdy, but it definitely did handle this big camera. And that camera is pretty heavy, and if you attach a bigger lens to it, it can get even heavier. I know I'm sounding like an infomercial here for this Manfrotto arm, but really this thing has reduced my stress level when filming art videos on so many levels, and I'm so glad I spent that money on this thing because it is just purely amazing. One thing you don't want to forget is to get a clamp, and I'm gonna link this down in the description below because Manfrotto does sell a clamp that does come with it. Well, it doesn't come with it, it's like an additional thing, but it's a lot more expensive, and I found a cheaper one that works just as well, so I'll link that down in the description. And as you can see here, you can angle it in many ways. You can move the arm up and down. There's many angles you can use this for. And it's not only for cameras that you can face your camera downward to film art videos, but if you needed to film your face, or if you're filming another type of video, like an overhead shot of you doing a painting, or whatever else you need it for, you can adjust that because the camera bracket is adjustable, like you're seeing in this video here, so it'll adjust up. And a lot of times where my face is in the video and I'm filming myself, that's kind of what I'm using. I'm using this camera bracket, and I just move it up, so the setup is essentially the same. You really don't even have to take your camera off, so you just adjust it and bam, you're done and ready to film again. One other thing I love about this arm is that my head usually doesn't end up in the shot. And if you are a YouTube artist, you kind of know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a good setup, you usually end up putting your face or your head somewhere in your art shot. And it's really hard if you don't have the right setup. So this thing was heaven sent. I love it. I love it. I cannot say that enough. So yeah, it's definitely easy because once you set it up once, you're done and you can just do art. And the third most important thing about filming art videos on YouTube is having good lighting. If you see in the shot, what I'm using is an umbrella light, and I have another one somewhere as well because I bought this online and it was about $30, and they come with two, actually three. They come with three, but there's only two umbrella lights. The other one is just a stand with another light. So I would highly recommend investing in good lighting because really that's what makes the shot. Because even if you don't have the greatest camera quality, having good lighting can improve that. Even if you're filming with a webcam, making sure that the lighting is good will actually improve that. I really hope this video has helped some of you out that want to do art on YouTube, or that want to start a YouTube channel but are not sure how to or what to use to film. But as you can see, you really don't need a lot. You just have to make sure your lighting is good. You have your phone. Just have some type of way of pointing that phone down towards your art and just do it. Just make the videos. Don't say I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start next week, or I'll start next year. The time is now. Just do it. So if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to try to do more of these videos like this that are kind of showing you what I do, because it might be helpful to some of you, it might not, but if you liked it, like I said, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!